So I've created a bunch of bamboo pegs here, and bamboo is really ideal because it's really straight and it's relatively round, and I don't have to carve it. I don't have to carve it out of some piece of wood. So this is really nice to use. I wouldn't say that it's going to be as strong as if you had a solid piece of hardwood, but it's pretty strong. And the size of the pegs that you want to create would be, dependent on the size of the hole that you have. So one way you can do it is you can get a peg that's real close to the size of the hole. You definitely need it to be bigger rather than smaller. And if it's a little bit bigger, you can just take an X-Acto knife, and I'm not going to tell you to be careful with sharp blades. Be careful with sharp blades. And you can just shave off the end here so that you can get it started in the hole, and then as you pound it in, it'll have to really force itself through and it'll have a real tight fit. And with a little bit of experimentation, you'll find out how much you need to shave off to be able to get it through. And if, potentially you might even have to shave off further up if the peg is real big. So you've got a lot of variants that you can work with. Another method would be as if you took a peg that was on the larger side like this, like I know it's too big. What I simply did was I just took this peg and I just crushed it like that, and then I just popped out a piece like this, and then I'm able to squish the peg into pieces like this, and I'm able to hammer it through. And obviously this isn't going to be quite as strong, but it does work. It's pretty easy, and it does wind up getting a real tight fit. And if you don't have the right size peg, it's just another way that could work. I think another way that would also potentially work is if you were to just take a bunch of pieces like this and jam a bunch into the hole, pound them in, and then take another one once it's already tight and put it in the hole like that and pound it through and really tighten it through. So I'm going to show all the different methods so that we can see them all in action, and at the end I'll basically say which ones work the best and what the factors and characteristics were of each, and then we'll all be more evolved than we were before. So I've got a few pieces of bamboo right here, and each one of these zones can be a peg. And with bamboo, it's going to get fatter towards one end and it's going to get skinnier towards the other end, and it's going to be a real gradual fattening or skinning depending on which way you go. And the way I want to make these pegs is I want to cut off the node on one end, and then on this end I want to cut on the other side of the node, and then this would be the end I pound into the hole, and this is sort of the hammered end. So this node is way stronger because it's solid than this part of the bamboo, and it's also thicker. So this end won't go all the way through the hole because it's thicker, and it's also can take a lot more hammer blows because it's solid. And then this bit of the end here gives it a little bit of a cushion. So you've got the strong node plus the cushion for hammering, and then you've got the thinner end here for hammering. And you want to make sure that the end that doesn't have the node is the bamboo that's going upwards, which means it's getting skinnier. And if you've never cut bamboo before or used it before, I mean, it's just totally amazing. It's without a doubt one of the most utilizable, productive plants on the entire earth. And the best really saw to cut is a hacksaw. Hacksaws are normally used for cutting metal, but it works really great on bamboo. They make Japanese bamboo saws, which also work amazing, but they're extremely expensive. So unless you're a bamboo artist or a craftsman, it's not really worth buying, especially when you got a hacksaw. These blades, you know, get them for very cheap and you can just replace them on the hacksaw. So these work real great. Let's pound them. So here I have a bamboo peg that's just almost about the right size. I've shaved it off just a little bit at the end, and it just is able to just start in the hole. Then I gotta match it up with this other hole. You can hear it get tighter and tighter. Alright, so that's all the way in. Now I've got one here that's definitely too thick, so I'm just going to bust it. I'm going to pop out a piece. Try to fit it in. I'm going to take out just a little bit more, so I'm going to split. Split it so I could take out another small piece. All right. So that was a bit too big. Save those and I'll try those all by themselves. So now I'm going to have to drill this hole back out and try again. So on this one here, I'm just trying to stick a bunch of pieces in. And it's definitely not a genuine pig. See how tight we can get it. Alright, so that actually seems pretty good, to be honest. So I think the way that works the best is getting a peg that's as close to the size as possible, and then just shaving it down. And most bamboo isn't perfectly circular. It's going to be almost more like egg-shaped. So I try to sort of shave off the sort of the spots that stick out more than the other ones so that it's more circular, because the drill bit is circular. And I won't ever be able to make it perfectly circle, but I can get it closer. And I just want to shave off just enough so that I can get it started. Yeah, that's nice. That's definitely the best way. Just get a piece as close to the size as you can, just slightly on the big side.
That's a good fit.
Yeah, give it a little shaving and pound it in. Like it.